never, ever. I've never done it. So if you want to say a double standard would be me saying, hey, don't bring social media stuff to me, and then I bring social media stuff to you. That's a double standard. I've never told people what not to talk about when it came to me. Never. Now, there was some conversations amongst other folks, but I never said what not to talk about when it came, because I always felt like if I'm going to do reality TV, I want it to be real. I want it to be real. I want it to be authentic, because the audience can feel when things are real and when they're not. They can feel it. You can tell, and that's what makes scenes not make sense. Whenever 1 minute people are about to fight, and then the next week they're all sitting up in a crowd together, bunched up like a bunch of peanuts in a bag. That's when it becomes to the point where we're no longer doing reality TV. And now you are trying to maybe just be actors and actresses. And when I want to do that, I go learn a real script for a movie. I don't come to reality TV to do that. So I'm a little different when it comes to that. And again, I think that's some of the issue, but that's fine. Comes in, we eat, have a conversation. Actually, when the cameras go down, we actually stay longer. Now, I have cameras up there in the room because we sat in my sunroom. So y'all know the little area where you can, I've shown y'all before, you kind of look outside and see my backyard. You see the trees and all that. Well, that's my sunroom area, and I have chairs there. And we kind of sat in there and talked for a while. Just me and Kimmi. Camera's gone. We just chilling, eating, and talking. No problems. None. That's why after that, you then see us at the bachelorette party. No problems. See you at the vow renewal. Got no beef or problems. Matter of fact, at the vow renewal, at the reception part, when I sat at the table, because I had a name tag on my table, Tisha, Marcel, Kimmi, Maurice, they all came and sat at the table. We were all talking. We were talking about the kids and almost being teenagers and all this stuff. Having just good, positive conversation. There was no drama being had. Just talking and chatting it up. Then, of course, I left when I felt like a boundary was crossed that I had already shared with production that wouldn't be okay with me. So then I gracefully left. I didn't make a scene. I'm not finna go off and blow up. None of that. I gracefully, like the lady I am, got up, went over to Miss Nell and them. A part y'all didn't see is when I told her I was about to go, she called her photographer that they had paid to take pictures. Hey, Melody's about to leave. Come over here and take some pictures with us. I took some pictures with them. We took pictures. And I left. No big deal for me at all. And so at that point, no, and that's another thing. No, there was no violation of a protective order. That's another thing I noticed too. A lot of people think they know every single in and out of what has taken place when they pull documents. And some of the stuff y'all be saying that was active at the time, or this was this at the time, y'all had it all wrong. But that's another conversation for another day. So anyway, another conversation for another day. And so it was literally me having that boundary in place myself. Me. Just know that. Me. Okay? So I left. No biggie. Nothing about it. Okay? Nothing about it. And I dipped out. I dipped out because when I ran up there to tell them bye, and Miss Nell motioned for the photographer to come take the pictures, Destiny tried to run up there too and was all up in my face. And I was like, okay. And I got out of there. Dipped on out. Right? So that was that. But there was no order in place at that time. It was my boundary that I set for myself. And I've learned that a lot of people don't do well with boundaries, or they're not good at sticking to them, to the boundaries, and whatever. And so they don't understand it. So when we get to the clips y'all have seen for the reunion, considering that I've had conversation, it's been understood why these questions are being asked. but I really don't care. And we have a great conversation about it. I've already met with Maurice. We hashed it out, apologized to each other. And I told him in that scene, I said, well, Maurice, I don't know if it aired. Y'all can tell me because I don't know. But I told him in that scene, I said, well, listen, Kimmi already mentioned she would like for me not to talk about it again. I said, and I'm going to tell you like I told her. I said, you ain't got to worry about me talking about it no more. That's it. And I never brought it up since. And if you think about it, the only people that I had the conversation or asked questions with was when the cameras was up filming. Nobody else I talked to on an everyday basis was I discussing some lips and red lipstick. Because I didn't really care. Okay? But I guess maybe production understands that they have more of one family on this show and they can stick together and choose not to talk about nothing. So then they got to see who can they get to ask the questions. That's fine, right? So Maurice and I, cool, calm, collected, makeup, apologies, we good. And he even understood. I said, maybe because you're around me when there's a person in the room that I don't fool with, so maybe that's why you don't get the nice melody, because the energy's already messed up. And he said, you know what, Mel? Don't know if they aired that or not, but in the real scene, he said, you right, I feel you. Because I haven't been around you like without that, because the only time y'all been around me is if we're filming, and usually everybody's there. So that was that, you know what I'm saying? My Mimosas with Melody event happened. They came. I text Kimmi, and by the way, I also text Kimmi whenever he got arrested. I know there was a conversation about nobody reached out. There was a conversation about that nobody reached out, I think but one or two people on this show. Do y'all want to see that text message? Because I definitely text. I definitely text Kimberly and checked on her for sure. Because again, like I've said, I understand how stuff like that as a woman can be a lot. Because we do carry a lot. Yes, she said that. Oh, she did say that. So let me go ahead and, hold on, let me screenshot this text for y'all. So y'all gonna have to hold on because it's gonna pause. I'm gonna screenshot it to this phone and I'm gonna show you guys. Back. We back? So, let's see. So let me show you guys this. Because I think that I saw that in a clip. And I remember thinking, dang, this what we doing now? Like, we just making stuff up? It's like, gosh, sheesh. Now, I don't even know the date of no arrest, so y'all gonna have to look that up for yourselves, because I don't know. But I will show you my text. June 10th. Can y'all see that? Right there, June 10th. And I'll read it to you. Okay, June 10th. At 5:47 p.m. That's what that is. Hey, Kimmi, this is Mel checking on you, as I'm sure it's been a lot. So just checking on you. Sending prayers. She wrote me back at 10 p.m. Hey, chick, I'm good. Appreciate you checking. Have a great week. August 3rd, I called her to invite her to Mimosas with Melody. She said, sorry, I missed your call. I'll be there. I said, hey, okay. I figured you might have been busy. It's for men and women. So I was inviting Maurice too. Let me know so I can have y'all a spot. She said, no problem. I'll tell him. Again, this is all after the whole conversations about any lipstick. That stuff is resolved. It's done, over, through, complete. And then August 13th, I text her, said, hi, Kimmi and Reese. Thank you both for coming out on Saturday. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. That's right here, August 13th. They came to my Mimosas with Melody event. I also sent her this video. She was with one of my millimeters, and my photographer, I think Freddie O, captured this, and I could just tell in this video that there was a moment those two had. I didn't know what it was, but I could tell there was some kind of moment, so I sent it to her, you know, like they were hugging, and it was something. I just knew it was something. And anyway, she ended up telling me that the lady was a survivor of cancer. And so yeah, they did have a moment, and I sent it to her. And then I sent her this picture from my photographer. I didn't have to. I sent this to them. I said, going through all the pics and videos now. We'll send you some throughout the next 2 days. That's me. That's what I said right there. Sent her that. Freddie O took it. She said, good morning. Thanks, Mel. I said, good morning. Y'all look so nice. That's me right there. Good morning. Y'all look so nice. She said, thanks. Right? She said, yeah, the pics came out really nice. That lady I hugged in the video was a 30-year breast cancer survivor. That's her right there. She said the lady was a 30-year breast cancer survivor. So again, here we are talking. There are no issues. What? Okay. Then we get to October. Nothing happens in between that, just so y'all know. The vow renewal is the finale. I was sitting at the table. They came and sat at the table. We were all talking about kids and stuff. All good. Then the reunion happens. And for one, I thank God for my team, because my team is like, they not about to let me cut a fool, no way, and get out of character, because I got too much going on, too much at stake. They gon' prep talk me every time. Hey, all right, listen, you go ahead and keep your calm now. Don't let nobody come. You know they may come. Don't let nobody come for you, and don't get you out of character. I'm like, I was like, I'm not. Don't worry, I'm not. So then we get there on the stage, and there's this whole different energy that's totally different. I ain't gonna lie, if I can be honest with y'all, it shocked me, and it's really sad. It's super, super sad, to be absolutely honest. It's very sad. That's all I say. It's very sad. And I'm sitting there, and I'm listening at all this vitriol that's coming out with somebody who, and this is why, again, I say y'all don't ever see any resolution. Because people put batteries in people's backs because they don't really want resolution. They don't really want resolution. How beautiful would it have been to have kept the real? Like, the real is what the combos is happening on these phones, the real. How beautiful would it have been to have kept the real, and y'all have been able to see, you know what, all that happened this season, but man, look, that's dope. That's dope. Like, they good. They good up there. They straight. How dope would that have been? The real. So instead, we got all this rah-rah. And I'm not fixing to really be rah-rah. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not finna be rah-rah with folks. I'm not doing it. Did I run off any stage crying? No. Did I shed a tear on that stage? No. Did I almost shed a tear on that stage? No. I don't know where that rumor came from either. But I'm definitely not gonna be rah-rahing with you either. I'm still gonna be respectful. I'm gonna keep my composure. I'm gonna smile to keep my composure, to make sure I stay okay. But to see how it went from that resolution to wanting moments, that is crazy to me. And I'm telling you, I remember going back with my team from the stage, and the one word I kept saying was delusional. 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 These folks delusional. That's all I can say. They delusional. Oh my gosh. How do we have conversations and there's resolution, and then you get up here and act a different way? Totally different. And again, I say that is why there is no y'all don't witness resolution. It's not because, oh, Melody likes to keep up mess and Melody likes to da-da-da. No, it's because you got some people who wanting promotions, more checks, or whatever the case may be, who are choosing to try to keep a mess. Like, who are choosing to, I need to have an issue with Mel on camera, you know? Who are choosing to do that. Because there's also a recording of someone on this show being told that they're not, because I inquired were they going to a scene, being told that they are on ice. And if you're in TV, on ice means like we're not putting you in nothing right now. That they're on ice is quiet, in other words. That they're on ice because they appear to be a male supporter and a millimeter supporter. Now, my team thought I was going to quit that day. Because we all heard it. And they thought I was going to quit that day. Because then it became, you know how when you're thinking something and you kind of think you know something, but then it's kind of different whenever you really hear it. Like, you really hear it. That becomes a whole different thing. That becomes a whole different thing. Just like how you might be like, I think my man cheating. But then if you see your man cheating or you see your woman cheating, it's a whole different thing. And now I've been sitting back and I see it and it all just makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So why there was so much energy from Kimberly, I really can't tell y'all. I'm not going to come back here and address it again because I don't have anything. I can't tell you. I don't have anything that I can say about it. I can say that when she was going through her situation with cancer, I would check on her. I would send, and this is not just filming. I know y'all saw me go to her house one day with some white roses or something when we were filming a scene, she and I. But I sent flowers outside of camera. It wasn't just about camera time for me. See, this is when you talk about people not maybe being able to see eye and eye, but we know when to show up and pull up for each other, right? Period. So I sent flowers just because I'm like, let me put a smile on her face that she probably, you know, she's got a lot she's going through. I've had paid to have a meal made and sent over. I think we ended up talking about on the reunion one season. That wasn't filmed. That wasn't nothing. I ain't post about it. It wasn't, you know, it was just me trying to be a kind person. Because again, even though we ain't kicking it and hanging like we used to, if there was ever what you would have considered a real friendship, you show up for each other. You show up for each other. Now, if you ask me, has she ever showed up for me? No. 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 Even when it came to the party, the cancer party thing we did for the show, her beating cancer, whenever we had the conversation in production, I was like, I've been wanting to do something for her. I said, I'm gonna be real, I was just gonna set up like a massage. I told them I want to set up like a massage thing or whatever. And I think they said, well, Tisha was doing some kind of massage something. So you can do something else. But that was real. That was real. And so, yeah. But can I say that there's been a show up for me? No. And I don't let it get to me too bad, because one thing I know is it's not where you sow. You don't reap where you sow. You reap what you sow. So at the end of the day, God is still sending the right people in my life to show me and give me and reciprocate, right? So it's all good. Let's talk about Trish. Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready for it? Ooh, let me get a sip of my grape juice, baby. We taking this thing low and slow, slow and low and low and slow, because I need y'all to know the facts and I need y'all to comprehend it and understand. Trish. Never met Trish, had never heard of her. Didn't know anything about her. Love you too, Canavis. Didn't know anything about her. So no reason to have a problem with her. The first time I heard of issue, or not even issue, but the conspiracy stuff was on the girls trip. I had never heard about it before. Nobody had said anything to me about it. So I sat there and listened, and I'll be real with y'all, I didn't care. And that's why I just sat there and listened, because I didn't care. I didn't care. I felt like whatever happened after I left April 4th, 2020, I don't care. I don't care. So I sat there with no expression because I didn't care. Now, considering she was on a trip of mine, still do I feel like there could have been a, hey, look, I just want you to know these are some conversations happening amongst this group. I know you invited me on the trip. Matter of fact, the night I invited people on the trip at the food tasting, I actually was kind of defending her and Ken, if you remember. I don't know if y'all remember that scene. I was kind of defending them. So I mean, I didn't care. But could there have been a, hey girl, just a heads up, this is what's going on. Nothing happened or something did happen, but it was this time. I don't want no beef. Let's just be cool. All right, bet. That didn't happen. Could that have happened? Yeah, but other than that, I didn't care. So let's get to the scene when she's questioned. Because I'm going to get this out today, and I'm telling you, I'm not doing this every day at all. So the girl trip happens. She left early. Well, let me ask y'all this, because I don't know if it aired or not. Did y'all see a scene where Trish and I met up after the girls trip at a bakery shop? Did y'all see that? Drop it in the chat. Let me pull my receipt while y'all drop it in the chat. Did y'all see the scene at all where me and Trish met up at a bakery shop after the girls trip, like right after the girls trip when we got back to Alabama? Yeah, I haven't grilled that girl. If I can be real with y'all, at Nell's party, the person who asked the most questions was Kimmi and them. I asked a couple, but I didn't know her. And I didn't even know the whole scandal part of it, so I didn't know. So they did air me and Trish at the bakery shop? Oh, okay, good. Well, I got to show y'all the receipts. So at that scene, don't know what all they showed. But when she tried to even bring up my ex, then I said, girl, hopefully they showed you. I was like, girl, I did not care. Look, we ain't got to talk about that. She asked me some advice of going from corporate and being an entrepreneur and wanting to open this gym and balancing that all and being a mommy with busy kids, doing this, that, and the other. There was a whole conversation. And I gave her some advice. And when she tried to get into the X of it all, I was like, girl, we ain't got it. Girl, we do not have to talk about that. Girl, no. I don't know if y'all are talking about the scene I'm talking about. Not the one where I questioned her about my house and what it looked like. Not that one. Ooh, this might be good. Because I see somebody just said something that made me think about that one. I'm not talking about that one. Have you guys seen two scenes with Trish and I by ourselves? Two at a bakery shop. Kanavy said gave her the blueprint. They just showed the one about me asking about my house. So see, y'all didn't get the bakery scene. Oh, let's go to it. See, now we get somewhere. So y'all didn't see that one. You see the scandal of it all, the painting of the picture of it all. Let me pull up the receipt. I think I already texted this one to this phone. So y'all didn't see that one. Only one. No, there was one before that one. Guys, right after the trip. Let's go right here. So this one was, y'all know the girls trip was in March. This was April the 5th. Friday, April 5th, Melody, call time 4:30. The location is the Moon Bake Shop. Let's pull it up and y'all can tell me if y'all saw it. The Moon Bake Shop. So y'all didn't see that one? Dang. Wow, they wanted it to be a problem with me and that girl so bad, didn't they? Dang. Maybe because I didn't give a care in the scene. And I was like, girl, Girl, I do not care about that. Maybe they ain't like that. So the Moon Bake Shop, here's what it looks like. The Moon Bake Shop. I had never been there before, actually. I had seen it downtown, but I hadn't been there. I was like, pretty cool. Here it is. This is what it looks like on the inside. See that? Did y'all see that? That's what it looks like on the inside. Oh, y'all didn't see that. Okay, so let's talk about it. So the date was April 5th. Y'all know we're on a girls trip in March. So right after the girls trip, like I said, I had a Mimosas with Melody in Atlanta. I want to say it was March 30th or 31st. I did Mimosas with Melody. Then next week I had this scene. This scene, I was cool, good. You know, she tried to bring up the situation with my ex. I said, girl, I don't care nothing about that. Girl, you ain't got to explain nothing to me. The past is past. I don't care. That's my ex. I do not care, okay? Gave her some advice. She asked me about balancing and being a mom and all that. Like I just told y'all. Did all that. Gave her some advice. And, hey, Esty, no, I see you. And so, anyway, did that. Scene was fine. And then I had another scene after that where it was look, we can't seem to get the truth out of this girl. Because, again, let's be clear. I'm one of the strongest characters on the show. Actually, I'll say I'm the strongest character on the show. And have been for a long time. So, we can't seem to get full answers. This time frame is just, we're getting different things. Can you try to get the facts? I was like, okay, sure, not a problem. Sure. So then you see me sitting there smiling and asking questions. So what color was it? So at nighttime? So it didn't mean a deer. You said almost hit a deer. Oh, deer come out at night, girl. It must have been nighttime. What about the driveway? Was it a long driveway? Was it a steep driveway? Well, what road did you go down? I mean, listen, I ain't gonna lie, it was funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. That when I finished that scene, baby, I was cracking up the whole way to wherever I went to eat after that. Because that's usually what I'm gonna do after the scene. I'm gonna eat some good food. But literally, it was like, I had already had a scene where I didn't even want to talk about it and didn't care at the Moon Bake Shop. But typically, they do go to the strongest people. You can ask any, if you have friends or you know people on reality TV, ask them. They're going to go to the strongest person to get the answers to stuff they can't get the answers from nobody else. Just how it goes. It's what happens when you're the reality TV queen. Right? So, alright, let me go ahead and have some little fun with this girl. I'm going to ask these questions. So, girl, what color was the house? Which house was that? Oh, that was the lighter house, the dark house. Did you go up by the hospital? No, not really. Okay. Well, how was the driveway? Okay. And I'm smiling like, because I'm giving y'all what y'all want. Y'all want some facts. You want to know what the time frame span. What? Let me help y'all out since y'all need my help. Never pressed about what or who happened after I left. Never. That's why you saw the no phase when it came to the girls trip at the table and it came out. You saw, well, they didn't show you me at the Moon Bakery